Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Literature Hour. I am your host, Emil Durkheim, and today we have two very special guests. But first, let's start off with the beautiful Hester Prynne.
Oh, thank you, Emil. I'm glad to be here today.
Likewise. Now, as you are well aware, your lover Dimmesdale has passed on a few days ago. Would you be kind enough to answer a few questions I have for you?
I would be pleased to answer your questions, Emil.
Okay, well, to get things started off, do you think it is better to have Dimmesdale move on now that he is no longer in anyone's control?
Well, it seems Chillingworth that that horrid man would have followed us anywhere for his revenge. And at Dimmesdale's final words lead me to believe that it is for the better.
Ah, I see. Now, I noticed that you have been wearing that Scarlet Letter ever since you slept with Dimmesdale. What pain, if any, have you endured for wearing this Scarlet Letter for so long?
Well, the letter is a symbol of my sin, and to my Puritan brothers and sisters, a public sin is far worse than death. But I have endured the pain of isolation, although it is nowhere near what my poor Dimmesdale had endured, his guilty conscience.
Well, I sincerely am sorry for all the pain you have endured from such an isolated time. Now that Dimmesdale is gone, have you ever thought about maybe taking over and starting a new life?
Well, my poor Dimmesdale's last words to me were to apologize to God for my sin, though I've done nothing wrong. Still, I feel I need to sacrifice for God to be safe. I plan to stay here and counsel the townswomen of any problems that arise.
Do you think your daughter Pearl will be affected by Dimmesdale's death in the near future?
Who? My little elf child? Not likely. The child never quite took a liking to her father. I remember once she tried her very hardest to wash away her father's sweet kiss at a brook. Although she's a very perceptive child, I believe she will understand he passed for a reason.
Thank you for your time, Hester. Coming up next, we have Chillingworth on the Literature Hour. And now, time for some short commercial breaks.
Hello, this is Mayo Hag. Let you know that our mayonnaise is now 20% off a jar, now available in Sweden. Put a little hag on your sandwich.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Literature Hour. Now, for the second half of our show, we will be interviewing Roger Chillingworth.
Do not welcome me, heathen.
Well, Mr. Chillingworth, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What is your occupation?
Well, Mr. Durkheim, I'm the town doctor, and my remedies help fellows daily, such as yourself, as you shall fall to illness.
That's good to know. I'll surely contact you if I succumb to illness. Now, I digress. Why did you want to take revenge on Dimmesdale so much?
Was my resolute not clear? I dug into that wretched sinner's heart like a miner searching for gold, or yet the lies that consumed him. To my rejoice, I have found what I was looking for, the sinner that should be coupled with his own, so they may serve their punishment together, with a demonic child as their punishment.
I see you had very specific reasons for your actions. Now let's dig into a more personal level. Do you believe you are a sinner?
Thou hast such horrid motives, Emil. Of course not. That is preposterous. I've helped Dimmesdale get through his sin, although I may have had a wild look of wonder, joy, and horror when I saw his A upon his bosom. I had from there on conjured his wellness from the naturals in the forest. Therefore I sustained his life. Thou should consider a sin to ask thee such a question.
Now obviously, you are very skilled at the arts of alchemy. With such talents, I believe you would know how to make a poison. Have you ever considered administering poison to Dimmesdale?
Why would I do such a sin? I had no intentions of harming thy sinner clergyman. I was even relocating thyself to England to continue treatment of Dimmesdale. When I discovered the plans of sailing, I could not contain smiling on her, Hester, as though of being given the delight of going with thy sinners for healthful purpose.
That's very nice of you to care so much about the minister's health, Mr. Chillingworth. We have time for one more question before we wrap up this show. Now, what does the phrase, life after death, mean to you?
For thyself, it means a heaven waits. But for sinners alike, a fiery hell awaits to punish their sins. Salvation holds no sins or sinners, only their righteousness.
Thanks for your time, Chillingworth. That's all the time we have for today, folks, on the Literature Hour. And now, next week we have Edgar Allan Poe versus Shakespeare. I am Emil Durkheim, signing out.
Who, my little elf child? Who, my little elf child? Not likely. The child never quite took a liking to her father. I remember once the bonnet fell off. I remember once she tried her very hardest to wash away her father's sweet kiss at a brook. I hate those things.
Hello, this is Mayo Hag. Let you know that our mayonnaise is now on sale for 20% off. Is this Scooby?
Stop moving.
I can't help myself. I'm obese. Put some hag on your sandwich. Yuck.